Of the spinal unit at North East Hospital in Stockton. In that decade, more than 15,000 patients have passed through the doors. Well, our reporter Stephanie Ryan went to meet a couple of them.
Hey girls, what's happened to Mummy's tummy?
A baby.
Never. Is it a boy or a girl that we're having?
Girl.
A girl. Another sister?
Yeah.
And what are we going to call this little girl?
Zoe.
Zoe.
When mother of two, Hannah Meeson, had spinal surgery, the last thing she expected was to become expecting. Seeing her at home in Hindon with her girls, Lauren and Kate, it presents a picture of domestic bliss. You wouldn't guess there'd ever been any real problems. But only a year ago, Hannah's life was ruled by crippling back pain, which meant she had to take up to 36 tablets a day.
It's all encompassing. It takes over your entire life, from waking up in the morning unable to get out of bed, and needing sort of medication just to loosen the muscles enough to be able to even, step out of bed. Just day-to-day survival. It was literally surviving, not living.
You're sometimes kind of left thinking, when I'm dishing all these pills out, do I really want to be giving them to her? But obviously there was no choice really. There was nothing else other than her being in pain.
Eventually, the only option for Hannah was to have surgery. It was a great success, and as a result, she's now expecting the third child which she longed for. Over in Stockton, I met up with Ron Crawford, a former soldier. He'd injured his back in the army. After suffering 28 years of pain, he decided to opt for surgery. It's transformed his life, but he can still quickly recall how restricted day-to-day living was before the operation.
If I want to put on a pair of socks, I don't bend over and put the socks on. I bring my leg up. I wouldn't twist and turn. I wouldn't even attempt to dig a garden. Or if I did, it would only be for 5 or 10 minutes.
So that's all changed now?
Oh yeah, I can do anything.
And he isn't exaggerating. This is Ron shortly after surgery, doing what he'd always dreamed of doing. Hannah and Ron had the same type of operation, called a posterior lumbar interbody fusion. Basically, the source of the pain in the lower back is taken away. In both their cases, it was a disc. Once it's removed, something is put back that will restore the loading across the area, some bone for instance. Nerves are freed up, and then some screws and plates are put in. Both procedures were carried out by surgeon Manoj Krishna. It was Mr. Krishna and his colleagues who were responsible for setting up the renowned spinal unit at North East Hospital in Stockton 10 years ago. They've done several hundred of these types of operations over the years. Nowadays, it's considered to be a relatively straightforward procedure compared to some of the operations they carry out now.
The toughest part about our job is always knowing that the difference between smooth sailing and complete disaster is an absolute microsecond, and you can't afford to lose your concentration at any time.
Happy birthday to you.
Today, nurses held a small birthday party to mark the anniversary of the spinal unit's opening. Tonight, a much bigger celebration will be held. And if anyone still doubts how much good work has been done here, maybe they should speak to Ron.
If I can do it, you can do it.
Now there's a challenge to other news now, and the Ministry of Defence